It's your main man. What's up, family? What is up, family? It is your main man, the rugged prophetic ghost of alienation. That's RPG, the rugged prophetic ghost. We live in this world, we not of this world. This world is not our home. First responders, we put in the time, we put in the effort. We've been faithful. And as a result, we have transformed into the first responders in the business of saving lives. The business of saving lives. You know, I must be about my Father's business. The creator of heaven and earth said, I must be about my Father's business. And I'm going to share with y'all something that we learned by grinding and putting in the effort and the time. What we have gleaned and learned, we freely share and distribute. Freely. On May the 13th, it's Mother's Day. It's not just any old Mother's Day for me. May the 13th also is my 22nd wedding anniversary. And 22 years ago, on May the 13th, when my bride and I left the justice of the peace, family wasn't around that time. What's up, Tess? The family wasn't around that time. It was just the covenant. We had just made the covenant. But after we made the covenant, we went to go find the family. Oh yeah, we was grinding then. We had to jump in the cab. We ain't even have our own first vehicle at the time. Just talking about a commitment. I'm gonna show y'all something here today. Holywood, I.T.B, in the beginning. Holywood, honeymoon husbandry. Fireproof honeymoon husbandry. Every man and woman under the sound of my voice, you was predestined to be fireproof. All life consists of is trial by fire. And our Creator said, come purchase from me gold tried in the fire. All life is a series of trial by fire. But he has a blueprint for his children to become fireproof. And when we jumped in that cab, we went to a specific house. Us two specific family members. Dee Dee Mosley and Eric Thomas. See, everybody already knew E was a MC. But what y'all gonna learn today? These brides. There is no greater firepower than the spoken covering of a bride in the covenant. Oh, Dee Dee's a MC too. Oh, my wife's an MC too. I'm gonna show you. MC means master of creation. A master of creation. The master of creation spoke, let there be light. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word, spoken word. The original I.T.B MC is the master of creation through spoken word. Oh yeah, we about to give it to you. The spoken word of the original in the beginning MC. Let there be light, not let there be darkness. What's done in the dark will be brought to the light. These cats around here claiming my identity, they not MCs. If you not creating through the spoken word, you not no MC. You're a Trojan horse. You're wrapping the package of deception. You know, the Trojan War was won when they wrapped up deception. They wrapped up death in the package of a horse and sold it to the enemy. And when the enemy accepted the wrapped up, listen, they wrapping up these packages of death and running around here claiming to be MCs. You can't be an MC unless you speak in life. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word. My creator, my father. And I'm here to tell y'all, every man and woman who enters into that original covenant speaks the same life. He said the power of life and death is in the tongue. You get to choose what tongue you have. Don't nobody else determine your tongue. That's why what Kanye said, slavery is a choice. Yes, every single day that man chooses to be a slave. And I'm here to tell y'all about I.T.B. in the beginning. Holywood. Holywood is a burning bush. Fireproof. Our MC, our creator, constantly brought his children to the image. If this wood and this bush can be fireproof, what do you think I'm gonna do with you? Fireproof. I'm telling you. We already determined. I'm gonna show you today. I've already demonstrated I'm fireproof, but I'm here to tell you that it's a grind, it's a process that me and my bride started 22 years ago. And because we was faithful to the grind, we was faithful to the process. See, people think when you get inspiration, you get empowerment. Inspiration, having access to inspiration and having access to power in it of itself does not make you victorious or successful. If that were the case, when individuals signed up for the armed forces and they got access to all of that firepower, there would be no need for training, right? If all you need is access to the power to be successful, there's no need for the creator to say, train up a child in the way that they should go. If all you need is access to the firepower and you win the battle, nah. It's a grind that has to take place once you gain access. Our people have been cut off from access to the firepower, and they've been robbed of the training, of the process, of the effort, of the day-to-day. It's nothing greater than being an athlete. He created us and told us to replenish the earth. He told us to recreate what he gave us. Go recreate. Because when we from shorties, we go out there and we recreate around something that we love. We learn the process. When we as shorties, we go on the football field and we show up every day because we love that activity and we recreate. Listen, that is the grind that it takes. That's the effort that it takes. That is the skill development when you have access to power that makes you successful. And our people have been cut off, not only from the inspiration and empowerment, but also from the process. That's why I'm gonna lift up my man E.T. That's why I'm gonna go back to 22 years ago when I pulled up in his house. Yo, it was thousands of houses I could have went to in Huntsville. Thousands of houses me and my bride could have went to. May the 13th, 1996. Thousands of houses. We pulled up on one house. Why? Because the grind was the same. We was home. "20 years before then, 1976. Come on, man. My mother and my father, Beverly Webb and Frank Leggett, pulled up on that same exact campus with a group of I.T.B in the beginning. Honeymoon, husbandry. The honeymoon is the bride that the bridegroom said he was coming back. He described his bride in Revelation chapter 12 as a woman clothed with the sun. That's where you get the honeymoon from. The honeymoon is the bride, the ultimate bride, clothed in the sun, clothed in her bride, clothed in the shine and the glory of her bridegroom. He is the sun, she is the moon. It is a covenant. Ain't no religion, it's a covenant. One love, becoming one love, one with God. He said, when you master my covenant, and the greatest gift that I gave you is that covenant of husbandry, fireproof husbandry. Let me show you what it looked like, y'all. Let me show you what it looked like. This is a covenant of covering. This is a life insurance coverage policy. A fireproof life insurance coverage policy. It's what Holywood, fireproof honeymoon husbandry is about. Coverage. The ark of the covenant. We got a covering cherub. Our creator is a covering cherub. He covers the ark. He covers the covenant that we have entered into with him. Then when we enter into the covenant and then we follow the commandments, we, the parents, we cover the seeds. It's a covenant of covering. It's the greatest life insurance policy, guarantee of success. But see, to maintain the coverage, you got to enter into the day-to-day fireproof trials. You got to go through the Holywood trials. You got to go through the fiery furnace experiences and have the perfect love that casts out all fear. That says, I ain't going to doubt the covenant. I'm in the covenant. Bring on the trial. He said, come purchase from me gold tried in the fire. He's saying when you go through the trial and you succeed, when you apply the skills and the development to tap into the power and the inspiration that I gave you firepower. I gave you individuals like my man E.T. to inspire. But you got to grind and apply it. You got to practice. You got to put in the effort. You got to put in the time. You got to break the cycles. Man. I'm going to show you some coverage today. Fireproof coverage. And we got a service out here. My bride and I, we celebrating 22 years of doing this. And we also celebrating so they got corporations out here that capitalize on dehumanization economically. Corporations. They have corporations Corp means dead. It's a corpse. It's dead. It's death. It's an economy of death. Vultures. But this covenant that he gave us of husbandry, the fireproof Holywood husbandry, it ain't about corporations. It's about a coronation. You heard what I said, a coronation. Our people don't even know what a coronation is. He said, you are a co-heir. He said, you are a co-heir with me. Every last one of y'all supposed to have a coronation for every last one of your seeds. You're supposed to claim in advance. We claimed in advance for every last one of our children that they will be crowned. We got a crown for them. We ain't gonna set them up with no corporation. We're gonna set them up in the coronation and break bread. About to crown our oldest. We just told them all they got to do is give us 3 cycles of 7. 3 cycles of 7. Every year after the 7, he said cancel out the debt. 1 7 for the Father, 1 7 for the Son, 1 7 for the Holy Ghost. Just give us 3 cycles of 7. We're going to give you the crown of faithfulness. That's what parents who cover. Because our Father in heaven, he covers us in the Ark of the Covenant. And we're supposed to cover the seed. And then the Heavenly Father himself said, the first fruits are mine. Them seeds, when you give birth, when you cover them, then you transfer them and give them to me because they mine. Co-heirs. Coronate mine. Launch my stars. And our seeds are launched and transformed into stars. And they cover the heavens with the shine. It's a cycle. E and D said break the cycle. We've broken the cycle. They showed us. Drug addicts, pimps. You know what a pimp is? A pimp is the opposite of omnipotent. Come on, man. Our God, the Creator, is omnipotent. Omnipotent, all powerful. The ultimate fruit bearer. Omnipotent. What's the opposite of being potent? Impotent. The fallen ones from the kingdom became imps because they ain't fruitful. Their unfaithfulness made them into imps. And our Creator has said, well done, my good and faithful servants. You have been faithful over a few things. Now come be ruler, coronation over many. Come be ruler. There's no way in the world we let not near one of our seeds be an imp, be impotent. What is a pimp? The Pontifex Maximus imp. Oh yeah. The Pontifex Maximus imp. Satan. Pontifex Maximus. The Creator told you, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and to God that which is God's. Render that unfruitfulness, that unfaithfulness, your impotency, render that to Caesar, because that's what he is. Caesar represented Satan on earth. Just like the Messiah represented his daddy on earth. The Antichrist represents his daddy, and then the Christ said, call no man on earth your father, because you have one Father which is in heaven. And when you claim Caesar's impotency, and you get a court, because you walk in dead. Name not found written in the Lamb's book of life. It's super simple. It's either faithful or unfaithful. It's either faithful bride or mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots. It all comes down to the whole honeymoon husbandry covenant that we have with the Creator. And then when you get it right, let me show you the firepower. That's what I want you to see. Firepower that we learned from Derek Green. Firepower. And Kim, firepower. To speak life through this coverage. Two years ago, I was dead. August the 19th, dead. Taken through my greatest fiery furnace experience. And my wife spoke life. Because we had enlisted in the right family. We had joined the right family group. We ain't joined no denomination. We ain't joined no religion. I am the evidence of the gospel faith. You heard me. I am the substance and the evidence that God is who He is. I'm the evidence. It says faith is the substance of things hoped for. The evidence. He said, when you look at nature, the invisible becomes visible. When you look at RPG, fireproof becomes a reality. My living witness in 2018, 19 and beyond. He always had living witnesses. Every time He raised the dead and sent them back into the people. If you look in the Word of God, every time He raised the dead, every time He made the lame walk, they became a living witness, testifying the evidence of firepower, fireproof firepower. Watch E.T. speak life. Watch he speak life. He gonna speak life. Firepower. If y'all mess around and grind with me, I'm gonna show you how to take the inspiration and access to the power.
In the universe, you will keep going in your business. You may lose, but you will not stop. You will not quit. You will keep going. That's what I told my wife. You will. This disease will not defeat us. This disease will not break us. It will make us better. And everybody that knows my family knows.
We talk about MS. We talk about multiple sclerosis. The most famous person in our community with MS, Lisa Left Eye Lopez of TLC. All right, we talk about the same disease. While the doctors don't know what to do, don't know nothing to do for TLC. Don't know what to do. A fireproof. He got that fireproof husbandry down. Was done in the dark. All of these years of grinding and putting into practice. Of sowing the proper seed in the dark with nobody looking. Man, listen. Watch you speak life.
That we took a chronic illness and we took our family to a whole other level. We took a chronic illness and we took our marriage to another level. We took a chronic illness and we beat it. And we will continue to beat it until we destroy it.
Speak life.
Annihilate it until she no longer has it.
Speak life.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
It's already gone, E.
You cannot stop. You cannot
it's already
quit.
gone.
I remember we came home from the hospital. The doctor gave her a long needle like that. I said, how long does she have to do it? She said she has to do it every day. I said, okay, every day for how long? She said, every day for the rest of her life. I said, I will not accept that.
Speak life.
There are things in your life that you are accepting because somebody told you that you accept it. I don't care if you're a doctor or not. I will not accept that.
All right.
We will not shoot her with we will not give her a shot with that needle every single day for the rest of her life.
Why? Why? Because it don't matter what that doctor say. Because he ain't the master physician. He not the MC. What? Michael the creator. That's the MC. Spoke life. Also, the master physician. If the master physician say, yo, let there be light, it's going to be light. So when his children turn around and speak with that same firepower, when his children stand on the same covenant of husbandry, he said, I cannot change. I'm the same yesterday. I got to move. Because in my word, I said, no, the Father said, all God's promises are yes. In that same exact Son, all of the promises are yes. In the Son. In the Son's what? In the Son's word. In the Son's covenant. The Ark of the Covenant. He gave them a box to symbolize a union. They worship that gold box. That's how people had a relationship that people have now today. They did not get any of the firepower out of the symbol that was pointing to the power in the relationship. The power wasn't in the gold box. The power wasn't the symbolic ark that they was carrying around. The ark symbolized that if you are inside this ark of this covenant, if you get in this covenant, oh, you just tapped into some firepower. And here it is in 2018. We're showing you this the mentality, this the approach, this the walk.
3 months later, I got a call that says that now it's a little shorter and you only have to do it 3 times a week as opposed to every day. That's what I told him. I said, I'm grateful, I still don't accept that. You would think that because it's only 3 I would be excited. I will not accept it. Stop accepting everything. Stop letting people tell you what you can and cannot do. I will not accept it. I don't care if you're a doctor. I will not accept it. And we kept doing our homework and we found out about a pill that you can take. I was like, that's what we need. We need a pill. And I found out the pill shrinks the lesions on your brain. I went to the doctor. She said, I would have told you about it, but I don't think your insurance company is going to be
Speak life, E. Watch this. Watch this. $120,000 a year for the medication.
Insurance company denied. My wife went back the second time they denied. I told me, like, stop begging. I'm 120. Do I give you $10,000 a month or do I give you $120,000 now to get it for the year? I will not let my wife, whatever it takes, I will not let her take I will give 120. I will speak more. I will get better. I will get degrees.
I will
get
give
trained.
120.
I'll do whatever it takes. I will put your health first, and you will not be defeated. You will not be destroyed. You will not use a cane. You will not be in a wheelchair. We will beat this. Some of you in this room, you are not able to activate your greatness because every time a trial or a tribulation comes, you fold. You give up. Every time somebody calls you and tells you you can't do it, you take it personal. Every time somebody tells you you don't have what it takes, you embrace it. And now you got to stand up to it. And I never been one time with my wife. I never felt discouraged. I never felt that it wasn't possible. My wife told me just a couple days ago. She says, today I feel like I felt before I got in this. She had a weekend where she felt great, and I told her, it's for a weekend today, but soon it will be for the rest of your
It's for a week and a day, but soon it will be for the rest of your life. Now a school asked E to speak for their commencement last week. And when he posted it on his page, I told him straight, I'm like, I'm not even impressed that people are impressed. I'm not even impressed that the world is inspired. They can't do nothing but be inspired. That's not the impressive part. The greatest thing about E is the consistent faithfulness. You seeing the fruit of the faithfulness. You're seeing the fruit. And when you go out and you hear the message and you try and execute the message without understanding the faithful dedication, routine, grind, investment, sacrifice, daily, over the past 20-something years, the fruit, the world can't help but, when you are sowing the seeds of fireproof honeymoon husbandry every day, the Creator already said, let there be meat in my house. Go get my harvest. My harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. The Creator already said, what up, E? The Creator's already said, when you, and listen, this is what I tell my shorties. This is what I tell my shorties about the educational system. Don't miss the gem that ET has given y'all. The gem is not in the education. The gem is in, he saw that he could take the talent that he had in his gift and use the mapped out, systematic, step-by-step approach to go from point A to point B. And when he saw that education could be used to build the system to get him and his talent, not to get him a job. Y'all running around here grabbing the story of ET, running around here trying to, this man said, listen, I could come out of eating out of garbage cans and I could be the greatest. I could compete with the greatest in the world with my gift. They ain't no different than me. Why? Because somebody in a church somewhere looked at me and said, I see greatness in you. And more importantly, a woman, his rib, exchange, the ultimate exchange. Man, listen, man. This Holywood honeymoon husbandry, it's an exchange. When God took the rib covers the heart. That was a heart transplant. Adam's heart was given to Eve. Eve's heart was implanted in Adam. It was an exchange. He said, come exchange from me. Go, come exchange. Come purchase from me. That is an exchange. Gold tried in the fire. Too many people, y'all getting a marriage covenant, but y'all not exchanging them hearts. Y'all not doing the heart transplant of the covenant. And then when the bride covers the heart that she got, and the husband faithfully covers the heart that he got, come on, man, then you produce the fruit. It's the same thing when you take the talents that he gives you and you cover the talent with the drive and the determination and the skill and the will and the practice every day, and you show up and you are faithful to the talent. You prostituting yourself with your talent when you are unfaithful and you ain't putting in the work. If you don't show up every day and reinvest in a talent that he invested in you, you prostituting yourself with your talents. That is the greatest gift that I go all around the country and I give shorties about E.T. And if you ain't getting that, you missing the whole experience. It's not that education was the savior. Education gave him the systematic approach that he couldn't put together himself. And once he realized, yo, I could use this system. We use football and basketball and track for the same exact thing. When the coach, when you show up on day one, he like, I got a program for you. They signing up and enlisting for a program that is a systematic step-by-step approach that when I put this product on the field, you're going to be a beast. And if they buy in, they show up every day. All they got to do is bring the talent that they have. The access to the inspiration and the access to the power ain't enough. That's why the military, they get trained. That's why the father said, train up a child. Just having access to the guns, if you're not trained on how to properly, skillfully, masterfully wield that weapon to be successful on a team of warriors. We are a team of warriors demolishing demonic strongholds. And if you ain't faithfully showing up, putting in the time and the effort, okay, yeah, we are soldiers in the army of the Lord. Yo, but you in the Army Reserve, homie. You show up 2 weekends out of the month. And when you show up, you sleep. I'm grinding 16 hours a day. Every day. Navy SEALs don't even put in the hours I put in. That's why I'm a Michael SEAL. Michael SEALs. Come on, man. Yo, E. We on to something, man. 22 years ago, I drove to your house. May the 13th, 1996. Because I already saw it, bruh. The fireproof husbandry. I took it out, man. It's on the thing. So my man spoke life into his wife. Ladies, I'm going to show you it go both ways. I'm going to show you it goes both ways. The honeymoon has the same power and the same covenant. This is word of God too. We know Zipporah spoke life and covered Moses when God was going to kill him dead. After he came from the burning bush, he had already been given his assignment to go deliver the children of Israel, but he failed. He failed on one of his assignments, and his lady had to cover him. You are the bridegroom of blood to me, and then circumcised the son, and then dove to his feet and touched him with the blood, and the angel of death retreated. I'm talking about the ultimate insurance coverage. Fireproof. He had already been to the burning bush. This is fireproof, abundant life insurance coverage. And it goes both ways. We got a lady killer out here. It's not a lady. It's not only killing ladies. The harlotry of Mystery Babylon is the lady killer. Because we buy into her unfaithfulness with our talents, with our coverage of our families and our bride, and with tapping back into the everlasting covenant. We got a covenant, a marriage covenant. We got a marriage covenant, not a contract with the King of Kings. And he says, if you just practice faithfulness in your covenant, you're going to learn how to be one with me. You're going to win. If you be faithful in that covenant, you're going to be faithful in this covenant. If you be faithful in my Sabbath, you're going to be faithful in my commandments. Everything he gives us, he like, yo, come join my team. The Olympic, they have Olympic trials. And our young people break their necks to go through Olympic trials to join an Olympic team where they are dedicated to pagan gods. Mount Olympus. And to be an Olympian, they willing to sacrifice whatever. Not get paid. They willing to do whatever. We talk about the King of Kings. He said, come purchase from me gold tried. He said, come go through my Holywood trials. You go through an NFL combine. Yo, come run through my combine. What's good? You celebrate Magic and Bird and Jordan for a dream team. Come join the reality dream team. Jacob, the reality dream team of Jacob. Come join the reality dream team of Joseph. Come join the reality dream team of Daniel. He said, I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, which means he's supposed to have a reality. He's supposed to have a David right now, today. Where you at? This is his question. Where is my Moses at right now? Where is Joshua at? Where is my Elijah at? Y'all too busy trying to be Olympians. Come go through my Holywood trial. I'm going to show you. I'm on the team. I'm going to show you. Let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Been through the trial, yo. The lady killer trial. Fireproof. Because of my lady spoke life. Just like E.T. My lady spoke life and covered me. Come on, man. Wait till y'all see it. Wait till y'all see it. Don't even let me get on the financial. I got another clip I got to show y'all. What Didi said to E. Didi like, listen, man, it's time to take the game to the whole nother level. It's time. Listen, I mean, yo, you said you was 120 and you went out there and got 120. So if you could just speak it that easy, it's time to raise the numbers on the cribs. It's time to raise the numbers on everything. We running around here struggling. You got the ultimate prosperity harvest. You got the ultimate. He said, I will make you fishers of men. What? I'm going to make you bring in my harvest. That's guaranteed prosperity. All we got to do is speak it. Watch this. It's the lady killer.
So they say it's a man's world? Well, I don't see anybody's name on it. When they were out doing their thing, we slowly changed all that. We changed all that! Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
They call heart disease the lady killer. We call heart disease Mystery Babylon. We call the lady killer Mystery Babylon. Because the word says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit. You know, when your spirit get broke in unfaithfulness, you know, the guilt, you be killing yourself with the guilt of unfaithfulness, you know. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones and kills. The enemy knows that after the unfaithfulness, he hits you with the guilt. After the guilt, he hits you with the separation that Cain was hit with. Ooh, my punishment is more than I can bear. I will be separated from your presence, a vagabond, a restless wanderer, separated. That's the guilt. When our Creator said, far from the east is from the west, I'll throw it in the depths of the sea. In this coverage, in our Ark of the Covenant coverage, we have the ability to distribute the Mary Heart medicine. We just speak it. In our day-to-day actions, the seal of God is in your forehead and in your hand. Right? Your actions, Mary Heart medicine. The faithfulness breeds a merry heart that is a medicine in this covenant relationship that we have of prosperity, of firepower, of being fireproof. Now let me show you when I was going through the fire. You know, heart disease. All right, so Tommy Ford died of a stomach aneurysm. They called it a splenic aneurysm. All right. I had the same aneurysm, right? Where the artery from my spleen to my kidney exploded. Everybody bleeds out and dies. On top of that aneurysm, and I just found this out the other day, speaking to my wife, the doctor came, listen, I had a aortic. The aorta is it's the largest blood vessel. It's the largest artery that runs from your heart all the way down into your stomach, the aorta. My aorta had an aneurysm as well. Nobody survives the one in your stomach. And my wife told me the other day when we was coming back from a funeral, we laid to rest our cousin, big man, Dave Woodard, who trained me on how to be a lifeguard and save lives. And we was riding back. She was talking about how the doctor came in the room talking about, yo, it's going to be a long road to recovery. It's going to be a long, I'm all the way up in New Jersey, laid up, ICU, life support, ain't breathing, ain't nothing, coma 2 days, laid out. Doctor come in, hemming and hawing, yo, it's going to be a long road to recovery. She like, look, hold up. Listen, doc, I hear what you saying. We got 4 kids to raise. We ain't finished. This race is not finished. We ain't done. You know how when the master laid up on the cross and after he had finished covering his children, after his children had been redeemed, he said, it is finished. And when he said it is finished, the veil that separated his children from their father, the veil that Cain had put in place, the veil that the Canaanites had put in place, the veil that the Babylonians had put in place, the veil that the Hebrews themselves had put in place in Egypt and in Babylon, he removed the veil. It is finished. Nothing in between. It's like, listen, we ain't finished. He gonna have to get his act together, get up off of that bed, get better, and get his butt back down and finish this race. We got work to do. He gonna have to rehab at the crib, handling his business. Speak life. Then when I realized She was the one who was like, yo, it was the aortic aneurysm that had him petrified. I was like, aortic aneurysm? She was like, the aorta, that's the one that they find afterwards when they doing the autopsy. And they like, oh, that's why he died, because he bled out. Yo, they say you got 4 minutes. I'm gonna play it for you. They say you got 4 minutes before you pass out, before you bleed out. So I was conscious. The road to the ambulance, the road to the hospital, in the hospital, conscious. 4 minutes. That's just off the aortic aneurysm. I had the splenetic aneurysm on top of the aorta. There's no way in the world. She said the doctor called when he did the CAT scan, MRI. He talking to me like cause I was conscious. Cause I was talking the whole time. They go do a CAT scan, he come back, he a totally different physician. You ready? All right, I gotta run, yo. I'm gonna finish this when I get back. All right, peace.